Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. Um, I couldn't write out the whole title of this video, but I was basically coming in, getting ready to question Black American involvement with fighting wars for this country, America, or any other country on the planet. And in this country, America, some of our relatives got involved with World War One, World War Two, the Vietnam War, the Korean War, and the Middle Eastern wars. Did it help Black America? Because as far as I see it, they still disrespect us. They don't acknowledge us as American citizens. My grandfather, Grandpa Smith, which is my father's father, he fought for this country during the times where Jim Crow laws ruled the land. And he came back to this country being disrespected just before he even left this country to fight for them. My sister-in-law, Sergeant Krista Reagan, also fought for this country. Was she afforded anything that entitled respect? Because let me tell you something. She went over there to the Middle East twice, 18 months each time. This woman had her own family. She had children she had to take care of. But she also had a burden to take care of herself and her family as a whole. A shout out to the chat. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa 914, West New York. And I know a lot of people know what I'm talking about. Are Black American veterans being respected like they way they need to be respected? Because when you look on the streets of America, I don't care if it's California, I don't care if it's New York, I don't care if it's New Jersey, I don't care if it's Philadelphia, I don't care if it's South Carolina, I don't care if it's Florida, I don't care if it's Georgia. We got military veterans that are living homeless in the streets of America, and that is shameful. That is shameful. And a lot of people know what the hell I'm talking about. And they are too afraid to open up their mouths and say, look, my relatives fought in this war, that war. They were not compensated for fighting in the war. During World War II, didn't America and the Allies win the war? So why couldn't our soldiers that fought in those wars claim those different lands, whether it be in Europe, whether it be wherever it was? If we won the war, why couldn't we claim spoils of war? And spoils of war means that you're a veteran, you won the war, you're supposed to be rewarded with land, money, and any other support from the government that you fought for. And Black people are so ignorant. You really think this country love you? They do not love you. They do not respect you. You fought in the Middle East, the Afghan war, the Iraq war. My sister-in-law, she went over there. She fought in the Afghan war. She went on 2 different tours, 18 months for each tour. This woman came home and got killed, murdered in cold blood. There's a whole lot of other military veterans who got murdered. not overseas, but they came back home and got disrespected. They got murdered. They got put on low paying jobs. I remember the job she used to work, fast food jobs, working somewhere in a fast food restaurant somewhere, working somewhere else maybe she was unhappy with. They didn't respect her. They didn't respect her service to this country. America doesn't care about us. And you can see it in what's going on this year and a couple of years that has passed us. These last 4 years, they let in all these illegal immigrants. What's the purpose of that? Because these people are not going to fight your wars. They're not going to fight your battles. They're only here to vote for you. But after 4 years, you're not going to need them no more. So who are you going to call to? Who are you going to cry to? Who are you going to complain to? You're going to call the black race. You're going to call the black man and woman. Us that live in America, that's who you're going to call. Other countries have done the same thing. Mexico has done it. Different other countries that black people actually started civilizations in those countries. Of course, they're not going to tell you that. They're going to lie to you and say all of them were slaves. All of them was in servitude. No, that is not true. And the Israelite state stole our birthright. They know they are not the true Hebrews. Those over there with their pale skin. They call themselves Jews. That is not the true name of God's children. Never was and never will be. Even Jesus said in the Bible, you of your father the devil, you are part of the synagogue of death. Stole our birthright. Not once, but many times. It's time. People want reparations. They want justice. They want the universe to commend the justice. It's already been done through the weather, through other different disasters all over the world. And America chooses not to support the black community living within her borders. She gave your money to Israel. Since World War II, the money that's been paid out to the state of Israel should have been paid out to us. Well, they'll say, well, y'all got education. Y'all got, no. Sometimes it's a time and a place for us to say, we want to separate from you. We want to. Me personally, I have no deep love for America. I don't. Because of all the corruption that has happened in this country. We got foreigners coming from other countries can just automatically build up a store in certain neighborhoods. That is a concern for me. I find it very interesting that that is happening. But when black people apply for certain grants to open certain businesses, we are denied. Strongly denied. The truth is being brought out there, but a lot of people don't want to listen to the truth. They'll tell you, well, Arabia is crazy, Arabia is drunk, or I'm speaking the goddamn truth, regardless. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. It is what it is. A shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to those that support this channel. You hear what I'm saying? Those that are not here, like and share the video. I'm not here to talk about Garrett. I'm not here to talk about Kwame Brown and his little minions over there. That is not important to me. Those are other black people in my eyes, but they're just assholes at the end of the day. They are not leaders. They are not spokesmen for nobody. Just a bunch of foolishness on this app, and everyone knows it. And nobody speaks up about it. Only very few of you have been speaking up about it. It's only a few of you. The only thing I can do is support what you're doing, regardless if I'm able to do a video or not, regardless. Because I remember there was a time I used to just, anytime certain people went live, I was there. I was there. Now I'm not there as much because I want deeper conversations. I don't want to keep beating up on the same dead horse, the same dead-minded people, these mindless zombies, these brainless people, these soulless people, these people that Kwame Brown is ruling under, or all these people that's following under Kwame Brown, they're following under an asshole. He's a complete ass, and everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. But I'm talking about the government now. I'm talking about them. We got an election coming up. We don't have no real candidates running. Look back in America history. American history will tell you everything you need to know. How slavery got started in this country, how Jim Crow came to be about, how the FBI participated in the destruction of black activism in this country. I believe, and this is what I believe in the back of my motherfucking mind, I believe they knew that those children that was murdered in 2011, I'm talking about the ones that was in my family. They were murdered in 2011, August of 2011 in Newport News, Virginia. I believe that the powers to be knew that these people were not going to work a 9 to 5. I believe in the back of my mind, they knew that these were the new activists, the new community activists. And they wanted to silence them. And you did it in such a horrible way. Not only do I blame him, but I blame the police department. I blame the government for their deaths. I'm just coming back into recognition of what happened. Because it was all a setup. You set the mother up ever since she was a young girl. You had her living in squander. She was under a mother that sold her for drugs. So of course, any children that came from her would be in rebellion to the government, would be in rebellion. Shout out to the chat. I know I'm telling the truth.